What's going on, everybody? Good afternoon. We've got a little bit of Seattle Seahawk news here, some salary cap related news. So we're going to go ahead and push the rookie evaluation stuff just a few hours back so we have the opportunity to digest this. It's good news. It's objectively good news. It's clearly good news. Nothing negative here. We didn't have to sacrifice anything. Mike Jackson. Mike Jackson has agreed to take a much reduced deal from his RFA tender, which has saved the Seahawks just a little under $2 million in cap space. Brady Henderson has the tweet here. Cornerback Mike Jackson agreed to a new deal with the Seahawks. He now has a league minimum base salary of $1,055,000, which is the not guaranteed portion of his contract, and he got a signing bonus of a little under 170,000. So that pushes his cap hit down to 1.2 million approximately. It was previously 3.12. So yeah, it's non-trivial savings, and it pretty much guarantees we're going to be able to keep Mike Jackson because replacing him would cost about as much as keeping him, even if the guy you're replacing him with is a literal minimum guy. Jackson's so close to the minimum now, there would be no point in letting him go. So I talked a little bit about something like this potentially happening. A lot of people expected something like this to happen with John Radigan. And I do expect that something very similar is going to happen with Radigan in the very near future here. But getting it done with Jackson is actually, I think, a pretty big win. He was relatively good for us in a limited role last year. And generally speaking, he's a pretty good player. I know that there's some inconsistency with Mike Jackson. I know that he's not an all-around great player, but he does kind of fit in pretty well with what we need as a cornerback in this Mike McDonald defense because he is a good tackler, which is something he does that Trey Brown does not, and might actually earn him playing time over Trey Brown simply because he's a much better tackler than Trey. So I wanted to keep him. I was concerned that we might not be able to. I think that Jackson has played well enough over the last couple of years to where he could have very reasonably said, if you take the tender off of me, the 3.1 restricted tender, I'm just going to go be a free agent, and I think I can get more money out there than I could from you guys at the very close to veteran minimum salary. But he's decided to just take that basically veteran minimum salary. It's literally just 167,000 over the minimum. And he's going to be okay with that for another year. And next year he becomes unrestricted and can go wherever he wants to go based on whoever offers him the most money. But we get Mike Jackson for one more year at a steeply discounted rate from what the RFA tender was going to dictate. So, thank you, Mike Jackson. Thank you, John Schneider, for creating this cap space. And we've still got more work to do, but it's a good start. So Mike Jackson agrees to a reduced salary deal with the Seahawks, drops his cap hit from 3.1 to about 1.2. So good news. He's sticking around, and we're going to see him for another year as a Seahawk. I'm happy. I think everybody should be happy. Certainly nothing wrong with that. I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. And, yep, that's the latest.